Hey guys, this is SoFlo Josh, and today finally Toyota has unveiled the 2023 Toyota Sequoia. Now, it has been 15 years since the last Sequoia has come out, and now finally Toyota has unveiled a fully redesigned model. So let's get straight into this video. So, the 2023 Toyota Sequoia is based, of course, on the Toyota Tundra platform, which is the body on frame chassis that we know in right now in the current market, and it's going to be coming standard with the hybrid iForce Max powertrain, which is the 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque, which is the one that they have for the higher up trims on the Tundra, but now it is standard on the lineup that they have for the Sequoia. So let's get straight into the styling. The front hood, the side fenders, and the front headlight systems are completely the same exact one from the Toyota Tundra, which is understandable. I mean, the Sequoia has always been a SUV version of the Tundra. I kind of wish they differentiated a little bit in order to make the Sequoia stand out a little more in the street presence, but you can kind of see it in the front grille here, as I show you in this this picture here. It doesn't have those sideburns that the Tundra has that most people don't really like. The grille isn't as pronounced as the Tundra, which is a good thing because most people didn't like the grille on the Tundra. Now, the TRD Pro version is kind of like one of my favorite versions from the lineup that they've shown. They showed off the Capstone, and they also showed off the Limited. There is also an SR5 that is coming, and probably an off-road SR5. I wouldn't doubt that they would have done that. But the grille on the TRD Pro actually looks really nice. I mean, it's a widened, scaled version. You could kind of see the design of the grille that they currently have within those little slats that go into the front grille. You do also have the exact same active arrow underneath the bumper like the Tundra does, which is a really good thing. And you can kind of see that next to the headlights, underneath the headlights, they have this little slats. Toyota has said that is a functional vent. They wanted to eliminate all that, fake venting system that they had in the previous generation when they did the refresh. So now they come back with this, and it actually looks pretty good. Side profile, of course, like I said, the front fenders, the hood, as well the lights, they're all very similar to the Toyota Tundra, which is understandable to minimize the cost of making different headlight unit and a different hood and fenders, so that's completely understandable. But the doors and the rear side, of course, will be 100% unique to the Sequoia. I do like the added flair that the side profile has, once again, for the Sequoia. That little arches where it's kind of like sharpened up a little bit to give it a pronounced fenders. The housing for the TRD Pro, you do get all the blacked out features, which is normal for a TRD model. When you get the Capstone, you do get the chrome option, and of course the SR5 probably would come out with a blacked out appearance package, but we don't know yet. As well as I want to mention that there's no pricing available yet. There's also no weight found out at all, and of course the MPG hasn't been calculated yet. Now, Toyota says that this vehicle will be going on sale in the summertime of this year, which is kind of surprising. I kind of expected it to come out in the fall time, but I guess that since this model will be a completely new redesign, it makes sense to come out in the summertime to get ready for the people in the fall time. But let's go ahead and carry on with the design. So the back end is where I kind of don't like on the new Sequoia. So the tail lights look very similar to the Lexus tail lights, but just kind of reversed in the way that they're shaped. They are full LED, which is a good thing. There's sequential turn signals front and rear, so that's a really nice thing. And you do have the Sequoia badge, laid out in the back. I kind of don't like that. I kind of wish it was more cleaned out. Maybe a smaller emblem on the side, but of course, people are going to probably delete that completely. They'll probably just take it off with Goo Gone and stuff like that. So that's a key thing. On the TRD Pro, you get exposed dual exhaust tips, similar to what the Tundra has, though the Tundra has it on the, it comes off the side bumper. But you do have those dual exhaust tips to add more of that grunt from that twin turbocharged 3.5 liter V6. For me, I don't like the fact that they got rid of the rear window power down that has been, known within the Toyota trucks and SUVs, like the 4Runner, the Tundra, which I'm glad the Tundra still has it, and of course the Sequoia as well. I think as the Land Cruiser had it as well. I'm kind of disappointed they did that, but to mitigate that whole entire thing, they added a flip up for the glass area. As you can see, the little hinges on the top part. Really, I mean, personally, me, I like it more full, where it slides down rather than folding up, but that's just me. I do also think they should have done a split tailgate. I think the tailgate itself is too long in my perspective from looking at it. It looks like it's going to be really, really heavy the way they designed it, especially with the fact that that glass can be folded upward. The mechanics for that is a little bit different, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and get onto the interior. So the interior is very similar to the current Tundra, which is understandable. Like I told you, they're minimizing the cost of making two different interior types for basically the exact same car. So you have the exact same 14-inch touchscreen. You do get I believe, a 10-inch as standard or an 8-inch. And of course, with the TRD, you get the full-on leather steering wheel with the leather horn area as well. And you do get a digital gauge cluster. Very similar layout. You already know this interior if you see my video on the Tundra. It just looks the exact same. Now, the only difference is that when we go to the second row, we don't have a cutoff for the bed like it's the Tundra has. So getting into the second row, we have two different options. You could do a full-on bench seating pattern, or you could also do a captain's chair. Now, remember that the captain's chair is going to have the folding down area for your armrest to be in the middle, but it's easier access to the rear side instead of having to flip the switch for the full bench to fall downward, and you can get into the rear. And speaking of the rear, that is a little bit higher than the other people in the segment because of the full-on suspension system in the back compared to what the competition has right now. So the seating position's a little higher than normal. I kind of don't like that fact in my opinion, because you're basically if somebody's like 5'5" or 5'5" and up, will have issues sitting in the back row, which I kind of feel like that kind of sucks because of the seating position. It's going to be good for like maybe a 20 or 30 minute drive, but I feel like that's going to be really uncomfortable for an hour drive. You do get folding rear seats, power seats, but there's also, since the suspension setup is very truck-like in this vehicle, they give you not a folding flat floor. So what they did is they got like a partition bay area where you can slot it in between 3 different slots to make sure that you can have a flat floor. A very interesting setup. It's a class exclusive. Nobody else in the class does it right now. It looks really nice. But I feel like it kind of looks a little flimsy. I have to see it in person and test it out, but it kind of looks a little flimsy for my liking personally. It looks like if you try to put a TV or a refrigerator, it's gonna break very easily. Mentioning about the third row again, actually, you can slide back and forward the third row seating, which is pretty interesting. But I'm not saying like sliding back and forward, like reclining it. I'm saying where you can go into the trunk and you can press a handle that will actually slide it forward to give more space in the cargo area, which is a pretty cool, neat feature that Toyota has come up with. And of course, that's because of the fact that the trunk is the suspension setup is very truck-like instead of having an SUV setup. So, guys, with that being said, I'm going to conclude the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.